You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience and contains coarse language. Could it be any more spoilery about a 25-year-old sitcom? Hello everybody, you're listening to the one where we watched a Friends Rewatch podcast with Billy and Noosk. How you doing, Noosk?
I'm good.
Why are you laughing at me?
You said hello, like I've got a secret.
How many times have I told you about the gusto?
It's
Gotta bring the Gusco.
Gusco.
All right, let's get to Friends. This week we're talking about the one with all the poker, which is the 18th episode of Friends. Aired March 2nd, 1995, and it was written by Jeff Astrof and Mike Sikowitz.
Sikowitz strikes again.
Fun fact for you. This episode is based on the cast, who had taken to playing poker in one of the larger dressing rooms between scenes.
That's a bit cute.
Isn't it just?
Nothing like a good card game to keep your mind just ticking on.
Oh, I mean,
not overthinking.
You and I love cards. We play cards all the time, and we don't bet money on it.
No,
but I have
share a bank account.
Well, yeah,
be kind of pointless.
I have played poker in the past, and I'm surprisingly good at it. I'll have you know.
Really?
Yeah, I've won poker twice.
How many times have you played total?
4.
Okay,
that's a 50-50 margin.
I'd say you're
right
average at it then, aren't you?
Oh, mate, no. There'd be people out there who have played 10 games and never won once.
All right.
All right. Guess what, though? This is an even-numbered episode, which means it's your turn to do the synopsis. I mean, are you really worried about it? It's all in the title. They literally just play poker. Is there anything else to this episode?
They play a lot of poker.
No, you got to do the timer anyway.
No. Yes. Have you changed the sound thing yet?
So let's get straight to it then. No. Here's the timer. It's coming.
We start with the cold open. They are helping Rachel put resumes in envelopes and send to companies. Then she realizes she's got a typo in there because she said she had good computer skills. Then the rest of the episode is them all playing poker, pretty much nonstop. Aunt Iris comes to help the girls get better at poker. Marcel keeps playing the line, sleeps tonight. That's pretty much the episode. Rachel gets an interview, goes well, but she doesn't get the job.
Good
Spoiler.
padding. Good padding.
Yeah.
that is not 30 seconds worth of plot.
No. But it's still a great episode.
It is. It's a really good episode. So let's get straight into it then. I mean, as you said, the cold open, the gang are all... I found this interesting. So they're folding the resumes, putting them in envelopes.
And whistling.
Envelopes and stuff. Yeah, they're whistling. I want to ask you, what do you know that song as that they're whistling?
Da 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 da. All right, so what I know it as Lisa, her teeth are big and green.
Yeah, right.
Lisa, she smells like gasoline.
Interesting, because
from The Simpsons, but I know it's a rip-off of something else.
Well, all I hear when I hear that song is Hitler had only one big ball.
Oh.
You know that, don't you? Hitler had only one big ball. Stalin had two, but they were small. You don't know that?
No. I mean, like, there's something vague happening in the back of my memory there. So what is it actually?
Apparently, it's a march called Colonel Bogey.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like a march, and it sounds like something like military bands would use or something, and a bit like the baseball song or
Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Yeah, or Green Sleeves. Like
see, Green Sleeves I just think of as the ice cream truck song.
100%. But like they've been used in other
So apparently the Colonel Bogey March, most often whistled. It's been featured in films since it first appeared in The Lady Vanishes in 1938.
Whoa.
Empire magazine included the tune in its list of 25 of cinema's catchiest earworms.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I just remember it from The Simpsons. Okay.
The sheet music was a million seller. This is wild to me. Here we go.
For them to get it?
At the start of World War II, Colonel Bogey became a British institution when a popular song was set to the tune Hitler Has Only Got One Ball. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's listed, right? So that's when it became, like, famous. I swear, that's the only way I think of that song.
I thought that was a joke
No,
that
hang on.
kids in the 70s had made up or something.
Hang on. No. No, it was a big thing. Hang on. So the lyrics are, I mean, not that there's many lyrics. Hitler has only got one ball. Goring has two, but very small. Himmler is rather similar, but poor old Goebbels has no balls at all.
Excellent. Okay. Anyway, so they're all whistling that tune while it's kind of more implying like they're all little dwarves and she's Snow White.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So they're all, folding and handing over, and Chandler stuffs it in an envelope and Phoebe licks it. Or hang on. Ross folds it. Joey puts it in an envelope. Phoebe licks the envelope.
Yep.
Hands it to Monica.
Who finally, I guess, reads it, possibly for the first time, or at least reads the envelope, because she asks, do you really want a job with Popular Mechanics?
Yeah.
To which Chandler replies, well, if you want to work with mechanics, they're the ones to work for.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I can't be a waitress forever.
Yeah. She's
I gotta
sick of
do
lousy
something.
tips. She wants to do anything.
I'm sick of being referred to as excuse me. It's like, what else are they supposed to call you, Rachel? They don't know your name. You're a waitress. Or you.
Yeah, at least she's not an Australian waitress where she get, oi, cunt.
No, don't call waitresses that. Or waiters.
We
very nice.
We call
to
our
serve
mates
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
And then Ross asks if she proofread because, as you said during your synopsis, she talks about her excellent compooper skills.
Do you think it's on every one of
yeah.
them? And then the weirdest line comes
Yes.
from Joey. Joey wouldn't say this.
Well, because Joey says, oh, I'm sure the Xerox machine caught a few of them. I am wondering if this is actually Matt LeBlanc misinterpreting the delivery of that line. Because you're right, the way that he says it is 100% a Chandler line.
It's
so sarcastic. I think that I could see Joey reading that line if it was with all seriousness.
With genuine,
if he was like,
yeah.
oh, no, well, I'm sure the Xerox machine caught a few of them. Like, I think that is possibly how the line was intended in the writing room.
Yeah, maybe.
Because otherwise, you're right, it's 100%
But wouldn't they tell him to
line.
deliver it differently then?
Probably. Maybe I'm just talking about my ass.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Sometimes their consistency's a bit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we're at the coffee shop. Monica and Phoebe come in and Ross and Chandler are sitting over at a booth together.
It's weird.
It's
They're sitting at the
really
window.
Weird, yeah.
Because so Monica and Phoebe come in and sit there so Rachel can pretend to be serving them. She's like, yes, I'll read you the specials.
Yeah,
We've got blueberry muffins. They're actually helping her read through her mail of job applications.
Yeah.
And but why were Ross and Chandler at the window
right?
from the start?
Because the booth, the couch where they always sit was free. The girls went over and sat down, no problem. So why are they over there?
I know.
I'll tell you why.
As if that couch would always be free.
The
only best spot in that cafe, and it's always free for them.
The only reason they're over there is so that they're not with the girls, because Chandler and Ross are talking about a girl that Ross has been dating, Linda. You know, Chandler asks why he's not going to go out with her again. Is it because she thinks the Flintstones could be real? I really love that line. I think
that is a reason Ross would not date someone.
But then, as the girls are reading the mail to Rachel, Chandler notices Ross staring at her,
gooing and garring. Because still at this point, it's only Joey who knows. In the blackout, he was like, never going to happen.
I'm assuming that all the guys know. I mean, like, as a guy, you know. You know.
Can I tell you something? As a girl, you know. you guys are idiots. You're not very subtle.
Chandler notices him staring at her and he says, could you want her more?
Yeah, to which Ross is like, what are you talking about? What?
Yeah.
See, it's still at the point where the whole gang doesn't know that this is
they know.
what their entire friendship group revolves around for years to come. Oh my God.
To which Chandler, here we go. Here's another reference that young people won't get. Chandler says, "D, the sarcastic sister from What's Happening."
No, even I turned to you and I was like, "Who dat?"
Yeah. Which I actually think is kind of the joke. I mean, even What's Happening was a sitcom from the early 70s.
Oh, okay.
So even when this came out, I think the joke is just like he could have said Bodie McBoatface. Like, I think the joke is just like, it's so obvious I'm talking about Rachel.
Oh, no, I get that. But I just didn't know who she was.
Yeah. I want to call out a consistency thing here, which actually I'm doing on your behalf because I'm the one who made the notes. When they're going through the mail, Phoebe goes, "Wow, your Visa bill is huge."
Yes, I caught that. Yep.
Yeah.
She cut up all her credit cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay, I guess giving friends the benefit of the doubt, she cut up the credit cards that her parents had given her.
True.
It is possible that she did then go and get her own credit card because, I mean, that's Rachel. I can't see Rachel not having a credit card.
Would they give her a credit card though? I suppose they
on
give
a
out
waitress
credit cards
salary.
anyway. I know, that's what I mean.
Well, can I ask you a question? I don't know if this is ever actually covered. I'm assuming that Rachel is paying rent, right? I mean, we know that Monica gets the apartment cheap because it's her grandmother's.
Yeah.
But I'm
rent
assuming
control.
that Rachel is still contributing something.
You would
right?
bloody hope so.
I mean, Monica was living there alone just before Rachel moved in, so Monica can clearly cover the rent on her own.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Rachel wasn't paying anything. I mean, it comes up in future seasons and stuff where Monica's like, you owe me $300 or you owe me money. Like, it's very much like the Joey and Chandler relationship across the hall.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Or like the relationship we had with our friends for years where we were earning good wages and they were all studying at uni.
Yeah.
So we would buy the pizza.
Yeah. Speaking of the Joey and Chandler relationship, at this point, Joey enters the cafe, and the second he walks in, Ross and Chandler start laughing their heads off.
What was that? Laughing their heads off. What was that? What's happening there?
What? Am I not allowed to say laughing like that?
Now you sound like Ross.
Because apparently Joey cried last night during poker.
Yeah, but it's more said as in Joey cried last night. Like, men don't cry.
No.
Yes, it is. Ross. That's how Ross says it at first.
Okay, so what you're saying is at first you were upset about it, but then once it comes out it was during poker, you're okay with them laughing at him.
I mean, like everyone rags on a friend who lost a game or lost money.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
that's fine. But it definitely feels at first like Ross is just saying Joey cried last night, as in, like, men don't cry.
Yeah, okay.
And because we know Ross has like some real toxic masculinity shit going on. Yeah. Always. It doesn't surprise me.
But the real reason he cried is because they were playing poker. There was chocolate on the 3 and it looked like an 8. So Joey put the cards down. He said, read them and weep. And then he did. Which leads to the girls asking why they've never been invited to play poker.
Yep.
I love this Phoebe run where she's like, yeah, what kind of thing is this? Like some
guy,
sexist
thing. Guy thing.
So
what is it?
I really like the way that she delivers that. Because they say, no, it's not a sexist thing. We just don't happen to know any women who know how to play poker. Which they say, well, that's such a typical response. And then Ross asks if any of them know how to play, and they don't.
But you could teach us, and then all the guys are like, no.
Do you know how to play poker?
Nah, not really.
It's a confusing game.
Yeah.
Poker is one of those games that even though I've played it several times, I need a refresher every time as to like, okay, there's a river, there's the blinds, okay, you fold, it's very confusing.
I'm much more better at frustration. Very good at that.
You like to play it.
Let the leaderboard show that I was at the top. And then we had to stop taking stats because everyone got nasty.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I do like how the girls are like, well, you could teach us. And the boys are all like, no. We cut to the next scene. They're all playing. Yeah. And they're teaching them.
Yeah.
And part of me hates the way they kind of make the girls look dumb.
Oh, no, this scene's great.
But having said that, it is very reminiscent of how women behave with one another when you're all kind of vulnerable and learning something together. You support your fellow girlies.
I love this when Phoebe's like, "Oh, I just needed 2," and Rachel's like, "Oh, I have one."
Yeah, it's fine. I don't need it. I'm going for 4s. Like, and they're like, "Oh my god." Yeah, but it's true. You support your fellow girlies. It's fine. They're just learning, and they're like, "Oh," like they don't need to be such dicks about it.
And then Monica brings out horses duvers, and Joey gets cranky at her. You can't serve food with more than 1 syllable. It's got to be chips or dip or pretz.
Joey knowing syllables.
Yeah. He's wrong too because I think the best poker food is pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Which I guess
but it
you
is
could call
hard to
Tsar,
play.
if you're
It
really
is hard
cool.
to play because you're meant to be holding your cards and your hands get greasy and
Yeah.
yeah.
You get chocolate on the 3.
Yeah.
And I love one of my
Chocolate.
favorite lines.
A 3-syllable word.
One of my favorite lines in this scene is then Chandler is getting quite cranky at the girls that they're not taking it seriously. He says that Phoebe threw away 2 jacks earlier because they didn't look happy.
No, I think Ross says that.
Is it Ross?
Yeah.
Either way.
Of course it's Ross. He's so unfun. And then he has to, so they play, the girls lose.
Yeah.
Rachel's like, okay, well, I got to go send some more resumes. And Ross is like, Rachel, you got to settle. Settle what? And then Chandler's like, Jamestown Colony.
Virginia, yeah.
So stupid.
I think that this must hold the record for the most sarcastic Chandler responses like that. Just those
Maybe.
one-liner, completely irrelevant pop culture references. We've already had Dee, the sarcastic sister from What's Happening. Now we have Jamestown. There's several in this episode. I think it must hold.
There's
the
another
record.
one coming up that I'm like,
there is.
Chandler, shut up. But this leads to, okay, so Rachel has to pay, the girls have to pay. And Joey's like, no, come on. It was their first time. Like, Joey's always so sweet.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we want to play. We played properly.
Well, no. Monica says that. To which Phoebe's like, well, Monica, I had a whole other answer ready there.
Yeah. We came to win and we came to play. And
Yeah.
And then this leads to Ross he's so unfun. His whole, when I play poker, I'm not a nice guy. When those cards are dealt, it's...
And then I love that it's Joey who's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not a nice guy.
Yeah, and Ross delivers that like, oh, it was so obvious what I was doing with the hand claps. Actually, the hand claps are so lame. Like him brushing his hands past each other like that.
I understood what he was doing.
Yeah, but it's so cringe.
You missed the best part of that scene for me, though, is when Rachel tells Ross, so you get your yayas by taking money from your friends. And Chandler says, well, actually, I get my yayas from IKEA. You got to put them together yourself, but they cost a little less.
Yeah. So again, more sarcastic Chandler. You know? I mean, IKEA's, I guess, within the zeitgeist of pop culture and whatever. And Yaya's, sure, it sounds like a piece of furniture. Why did some people in the audience react like this is a dirty joke?
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. It was a bit weird.
Like he says, "Oh, I get my Yayas from IKEA. They cost a little less, so you have to put them together yourself." And then someone in the audience is like, oh, woo. I was like, what?
You're right. They do a little bit of a, like, as if it was a sex joke.
Sometimes the audience and friends needs like a little group check. Come on, guys.
Just to check the vibe.
Yeah.
Like how they select a jury.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
Are you a yobbo dickhead? Out you go.
So basically, you get your yayas by taking money from all of your friends.
Yeah. Yes, and I get my yayas from IKEA. You have to put them together yourself, but they cost a little less.
Look, Rachel.
Yeah, it's like a laugh of shock. Like, oh, I can't believe he said that.
It's so strange.
I don't get it. It's a harmless IKEA joke from what I read from it.
And if I was like a producer on set or something, I'd be like, I'm sorry, we need to do that again. Who did that?
Don't laugh like a
It's just weird sometimes the way people read into things.
Yeah. So then we're at Ross's apartment, and Ross has Chandler and Joey over for pizza, and Chandler is giving him complete shit about his nice guy speech, asking, oh, where'd you get the pizza from? The I Love Rachel Pizzeria. That really lame joke.
Yeah, that is one of the worst of Chandler's lines. Oh my God.
But I know you'll be happy with this scene because it's been a couple of episodes, but finally we have Marcel back, the monkey's back.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay. It's so dumb. And he's putting on a CD.
Yeah.
And Ross is like, don't do it, Marcel. Yeah, please don't do it. And then he puts on In the Jungle. Oh, sorry. The Lion Sleeps Tonight is the name of the song.
Oh, wimbo, oh, wimbo. It's a great song.
Those are the low notes. Oh, wimbo, oh, wimbo. What? Are you done? That was as bad as I love Rachel Pizzeria. But I do love them picking on Ross for being like, I'm not a nice guy. What was that about? And also, can I just say, what was that about? Is he trying to like show off to Rachel or something? It's so strange.
Here's what it is. I don't know that he's
I find
trying
this
to show
whole
off.
episode,
Here's what
I find
it
their
is.
dynamic really weird.
No. I totally get it. Here's what it is. He knows that he is a nice guy. And
Is he?
yes. And here is the problem, particularly in the 90s. There was, I'm sure you are familiar with the whole kind of sentiment, nice guys finish last.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a bit, at this point, getting a bit cautious of falling into that, which, you know, has already been mentioned, quote unquote, friend zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was just trying to show, hey, look, I've got other sides to me. I've got dimensions. I can be tough.
Really?
I think that's what's happening here.
That is the shittest thing I've ever heard.
Guys are dumb.
That's what you guys all grew up with? That's awful.
Yeah.
That's so toxic.
Yeah. Have you not heard of toxic masculinity?
Yeah, mate. I've heard of it. I talk about it constantly. What is it? Is it some kind of sexist guy thing? What is this? So, what is it? Yeah, I'm Phoebes.
Let me just say too. I feel like I'm certain we've seen Ross's apartment before.
Yes.
I really love the set dressing here. He's got the Speed Racer poster, which is very cool.
He's got the
all
terrible
of the knickknacks
tacky.
on his shelf are awesome. He's got like a Japanese sword hanging on his wall. Like,
Yeah, what a cool guy.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish I was Ross. Then I'd be the Rossatron.
Rostifer. Yeah, no, I understand why you like it. It's appealing for guys, and it just looks like a shitty apartment with like no personality to any woman. Like even his like, you know, fake pine with black handles furniture on which the stereo is. Oh, it's just yuck.
So then we're back at Monica's apartment, and the women are all complaining about what a jerk Ross is. Monica says, well, you know, he gets very competitive. I love this line from Phoebe. Hello, Kettle, this is Monica. You're black.
Yeah. Do you reckon you could deliver that line these days?
You got to be careful about the way you deliver it, but it's innocent.
Yeah, it's not pot calling the kettle black. I totally
Yeah.
get that, but yeah, I don't know. It's a very white show.
Because Rachel says that Monica is way worse than Ross. And this is when they bring up the Pictionary incident. So I guess Monica like smashed a plate when she
No,
lost
she didn't.
Pictionary?
She didn't
Well,
smash
she
the plate.
says that it slipped out of her hand.
Yeah, she was gesturing,
Yeah.
and I think the plate flew out of her hand.
I think
above
she-
their heads and
I
smashed.
think she threw a plate.
No.
I think
No.
this is her making an excuse that it slipped out of her. So you think it genuinely slipped out of her hands? You think she's telling the truth?
Yeah,
Nah, she threw a plate.
she didn't throw.
She
a
got
plate.
angry and threw a plate.
As someone who is also very competitive when playing games, I can tell you right now, I'm not about to throw a plate. It's fine. But if you were holding a plate and you were gesturing, as she said, it could slip.
And this is when Rachel finds out that she has an interview at Saks Fifth Avenue.
I love this moment.
Okay.
She's like, oh my god, it's at Saks. And Phoebe says, oh, it's like the mothership calling you home.
Now,
I love Phoebe
I
here.
am going to show my extreme manliness here and say that I don't know what Saks Fifth Avenue is. I thought it was a shop on Fifth Avenue. Is that what it is?
It's like a big department store full
A
of...
department store. Okay, because she says that she'll be a buyer, so she'll be shopping for. Does that mean that she will have a say in like what the store sells? Like she will. So it's a department store. Does that mean that they sell other people's fashion lines? So she'll be.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, like Maya or David Jones here.
Yeah.
And you know how it's not so much anymore, but like, for instance, in Melbourne, there's the big Maya or the big David Jones.
Yeah.
So they sell other brands of designers.
Gotcha. So her job would be like deciding what lines.
No. So what her job is you know, like how our grocery stores do it now. You can do a click and collect or a delivery order. Started in COVID, and you know when you're shopping now in store, you're shopping alongside some Woolworths staff members.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Really? Even back then in the 90s? I don't think that was a thing.
It's for rich people.
Yeah.
You know, can you do all my Christmas present shopping?
Okay.
This is the limit. There is no limit. Go around and buy perfumes and
Gotcha.
scarves and earrings
Gotcha.
and blah, blah, blah.
Sounds like a great job.
It's not. I hate shopping. That would be torturous for me. Having to walk around looking at stuff, and then you always get really hot and thirsty in those stores, and there's too many lights and smells and sounds.
You sound like you have lots of problems with everything.
I just don't like shopping. I'd rather go for a walk.
So then Monica's Aunt Iris comes to the door to teach them how to play poker.
Yeah.
She starts by teaching them about bluffing by saying that she killed Tony Randall.
Who's Tony Randall, by the way?
Look, I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm just going to straight up
Google it.
Tony Randall was an American actor best known for portraying the role of Felix Unger in a television adaptation of the 1965 play The Odd Couple.
Oh, okay.
6 Primetime Emmy Awards. So there you go.
Is
There
The
you
Odd
go.
Couple the TV
And I
theme
can
they
tell
were
you-
singing episodes ago?
Yeah. And I can tell you now that Tony Randall is now dead. He did die on May 17, 2004. But he was not hit by Aunt Iris.
Okay, good
So,
to know.
Yeah.
Well, she did say she was bluffing.
Yeah, well, because I really like this. She says, the first thing you need to know about poker is everything you hear at that table is pure crap. Nice earrings, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. To Phoebe. Poor Phoebes.
Yeah.
No, I really like how she's like, let's get down to business. You guys have some
I'm parked at a meter.
dickhead boys to verse. Let's sort this out.
Yeah.
There we go. Another woman supporting other women.
She reminds me so much of my great aunt.
Really?
Yeah, Auntie Pat. Just the second she walks into the room, I'm like, it's Auntie Pat. I love Auntie Pat. She also plays cards.
She's a gem.
Yeah. Then we're over at Ross's. He has everyone over for poker, and Lion Sleeps Tonight is still playing. Phoebe asks Ross if he can turn it off.
Can we please listen to something else?
So he goes and turns it off, and Marcel rushes out and slams the door.
Yeah, goes to the bedroom and slams
To
the door.
which
again?
Ross responds, "I'll pay for that tonight."
What does that even mean?
I think the joke still is that Ross is so lonely that this monkey
He's in a
is his partner.
relationship with a monkey?
Now, look, I like this guy, but if he tries to fuck that monkey, I'm calling animal control.
That's a line from Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Yeah.
That movie. Yeah. What the fuck though? Like, how is he going to pay for it tonight? I know there's like a funny joke being implied. Not that funny. But like, truly, in what's like, is he going to poo everywhere? Because Ross doesn't seem to care about him pooing everywhere. He
maybe.
mentions he's pooing and peeing all the time.
Yeah.
And like, I would not be okay with that. What?
Yeah. So then Rachel arrives, and she says, "Guess what? Is this the line you were talking about that Chandler delivers where you're like, oh, really?" I actually thought this was pretty funny because his guess is that the 5th dentist caved and now they're all recommending Trident. I think that's
okay,
funny.
sorry. The line itself isn't like a bad line. Like it's witty and funny.
Yeah.
I don't believe, like, it feels very forced and written. It's not something that someone just immediately thinks up on the spot.
Oh, really?
It sounds prepared.
Oh,
like,
no, I
next
think
time
it's
someone
funny.
says, guess what? I'm going to say.
You know what? I'm going to do that the next time somebody says, guess what?
Yeah,
it's
see,
the
there you
same-
go. Preparing it. It's not funny.
I've got a friend who, we play the Dave Thomas founder of Wendy's game. If you've never played this game before, people, it's really fun. Basically, you have to get your friend into a situation where they ask who. You got to be like, oh, guess who I saw this week. And when they say who, you say Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's. And if you get that far, they lose.
Yep.
It's really fun. It's fun, people. You got to give it a go. You know what? I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna get you by the end of this season. I'm gonna get you with a Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
I'll be on alert. Also, I don't play that stupid game.
It's a good game.
Is it? Who do you play it with?
Kyle.
You don't talk to Kyle.
The only thing we do is play Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy.
Okay. Wow, what a special relationship. Men friendships are weird.
So Rachel says no. What she was saying, guess what about, is that the interview went great. So she sits down and Ross asks if she needs help shuffling. She says, I'll give it a go.
I think I'll give it a go. And then shuffles like a fucking champ.
Does a big waterfall. It's a trick deck.
It's a trick deck. Oh, so she didn't actually learn to do that.
No, if you look
That's
closely.
so disappointing.
If you look closely, you can actually see all the cards are held together by a string.
Right.
So she like just kind of flares them up into the air and then they come back together. They don't
Yeah.
actually shuffle. They just,
No.
waterfall out.
Well, I was going to say it's a very cool trick, but they don't shuffle.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I do like that. Your Arnie can do a really cool shuffle, though, which is not a trick.
Yeah.
Where, you take the two halves, you cut the deck, and then you...
Waterfall them together. You can do that, though.
No. But she does it with her thumbs, like
Yeah.
everyone does. And then normally people smush them together with the rest of their hands. She then lets it go and they all fall into place
Yeah.
together. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
You know who taught her that?
No?
My Auntie Pat.
Ah!
Yeah.
Auntie Pat's getting lots of shout outs this episode.
You know who taught Auntie Pat that?
Who?
Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's.
I said no, not who. That's... I'm glad you're amused. What? I said no, not who.
That's all right, because now you've said who several times, so I'm going to edit the who.
Don't you dare. Oh, my God.
Oh, all right. The women still lose poker, though.
Yeah,
And-
I find that really disappointing in
Yeah.
this plot line. Like, Aunt Iris trained them. Rachel can shuffle cool now, and then
Yeah.
they still lose.
They still lose. The guys
I
are being
like that.
jerks. They're getting their money. Phoebe says that she cursed hers.
Yeah. Chandler takes it anyway because
Yeah.
bad things happen to him.
Things happen. Yeah, this way I can break them up with a movie. I really like that line. Chandler's on fire tonight, man.
Yeah.
And Monica and Rachel say it's not over.
Yeah.
They say, we're coming,
Well,
we're coming back.
Monica goes on a whole
She
rant.
goes too far.
Yeah.
Because
We will play again, and you will lose, and you will cry, and you will hate yourselves. It's too
kind of
much.
stepping on my point there, Mon.
It's too much. Because Rachel's was funnier. She had said, "Ooh, I'm a man. Ooh,
Yeah.
I have a penis. I have to win money of my friends to exert my power over others."
Yeah.
She gets a cheer from the audience from that, and
Yeah.
it is so good.
Yeah.
So wait for it. You won't believe what the next scene is.
What?
They're playing poker again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They are. But now they're at Monica's apartment. They just
Yes.
switch between the two apartments. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they haven't started playing yet. Ross asks if they would like to pay up front.
Yeah. Such a dick line.
Yeah.
But also it is the kind of thing you say
Yeah.
when you're playing with your friends.
Yeah. But I do love this moment then, because then Ross needs to go to the bathroom. Monica gets furious at him. What are you doing? Don't you want to play poker? Do you want to go to the bathroom, or do you want to play poker?
He's like, "Oh, I want to go to the bathroom."
Yeah.
Yeah, Monica's a bit intense.
Yeah. I mean, as is Rachel, because Joey then goes to order pizza. Rachel doesn't let him because she doesn't want the phone line tied up. She's waiting to hear about the job.
That's not intense. That's reasonable. Back then, when you were waiting on a call, you didn't want something to ruin it.
This is night. No one's going to call her this late at night.
She does
says
get
the
called
store-
late at night.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's
So piss off.
That's a convenience of plot.
No, it works.
Yeah.
What doesn't work is that Joey's like, "Oh, I guess I'll just have a Tic Tac to tide me over." You pointed out that Joey absolutely just would have gone next door and used his own
Joey's
phone.
apartment is 5 steps away.
Yeah.
And it's not like, the fucking pizza place is not the police. They don't trace your phone number to know where to deliver it to. He can just give Monica's address.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, then they start playing poker.
Well, no,
and
not
one
yet.
of my hang on, okay, sorry, they don't start playing poker
yeah,
because
you
one of my
missed your
favorite
favourite
lines
line.
is coming off.
Yeah, because Ross comes out from the bathroom.
Your money's mine, Green. Your fly's open, Geller.
Can't believe you were going to skip right over that.
No, I wasn't. Then they start playing poker.
Yes.
Yep.
Phoebe realizes that Joker is poker with a J. Coincidence?
Hey, that's Joe incidents with a C.
Oh man, I used to say that all the time. I thought that was the funniest line ever.
Yes,
I used to just say Joe incidents instead of coincidence because I thought it was so funny.
Yes.
Then Ross is the lamest man on earth.
Yeah, a little
because
bit.
he says, "Well, you better hop out of the shower because I got a flush."
I know. What is that?
Now
Oh my
that
God.
is a prepared line. You spoke about Chandler's, 4 out of 5.
Yeah, he had that one. He had that one saved in the bank, ready to go.
100%. Yeah.
And
Fuck, that's lame.
and then, but no, Rachel has 4 sixes, as she
Yeah.
says.
Yes. And
then that gets a cheer, and the girls are loving it.
Well, I love this because she makes a little Ross pile. She goes through and she's like, "Oh, and this one is Ross's, and this one is Ross's."
And then he just sits there kind of sulking.
Well, okay.
What is this? They
And
have such
she-
a weird dynamic.
She even sings a little song. I just want to say, this scene, more than any, proves to me what a baby Ross is.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, she is so fucking adorable in that moment.
Yeah.
It is so cute. Like, as a man, there is nothing better than... Like when you beat me at Tetris and you do a little fucking song and dance about it. I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it. It's adorable.
Oh, thanks.
So
well, I'll
for
try to do it
him,
more.
for him to not find this completely adorable, which it is, he's being a real dick.
He's being a real dick, and I don't understand why. I find the whole, like, the fact that he riles her up and the fact that I still don't understand why he's being a dick. I think it's supposed to show that, like, you know how if you're getting under each other's skin, it's sort of like it's a sign there's something there.
No, I don't think that. I actually quite like the writing of this episode because I think it actually shows some complexity, which I know that sounds silly when you're talking about Friends, but I think in terms of the characters here, I think what's happening with Ross is kind of twofold. Like I said earlier, I think he wants to show he's tough, but at the same time, he is a very, very, very competitive person and he does not like to lose, genuinely. So in this moment, this isn't him playing tough. This is him genuinely being
a baby.
angry about losing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I actually quite like the writing here. And I think...
I love her song though. I have got your money and,
Yeah,
and you'll
and your
never
fly's
see
still
it
open.
and your fly's
Like,
still open. And then he looks down, she's like, and I made you look.
Like, that is adorable. I can tell
Oh.
you as a man right now that if I had a crush on someone and they were acting like that, it would just make me fall even deeper in love with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a weird man. But yeah, I mean, I don't look at it and think it's adorable, but I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Because he's being such a fucking baby about it.
He's not the only one being a baby, though, because then Monica folds and Joey just slides
the
a plate away from her.
Yeah.
Joey, though, here has one of the most disturbing lines I think I've ever heard in Friends. And
It is weird.
It seems out of place for Friends. It seems out of place for Joey.
Like,
It
we
just
know
seems-
Joey can be like, a misogynistic pig towards women at times, like in terms of like his dating streak and
But
sleeping
this
with them. and
seems
stuff.
next level.
This is just awful.
Because they're all folding, and Joey says, I fold like a cheap hooker who got hit in the stomach by a fat guy with sores on his face.
Yeah, what
Like, it's the way it keeps going.
and it
like,
kind of takes your breath away as to how awful it is. And they all look at him like, what?
yeah, what does that mean? He just says, I'm out.
Yeah, but that's not a joke.
It's not it's not a joke. I don't like it. I don't get it. It's a very, very...
Violence towards women is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
odd.
not on board with
I
it.
wonder who wrote that line.
Yeah.
If it was Sikowitz, I'm coming for you.
Fucking Sikowitz.
Yeah, I forget the other guy's name. Sikowitz is just really memorable.
The other one was one of the Jeffs, I think. Fucking Jeff.
Yeah, it's an odd line.
So Ross is very in, though. Chandler and Phoebe both fold, so it's now just Ross and Rachel in. Rachel
Versus
raises.
each other.
Rachel raises.
Mm-hmm.
Ross folds and asks what it is that she has. And she won't tell him.
No.
She won't tell him. He keeps pushing. He's like, come on, show me. Come on,
No,
show me.
that's
To
the
which-
game.
Again, I think this is a very funny Chandler line. When Ross keeps pushing, come on, show me. Chandler comes out with, I've had dates like this.
Yeah, that like I know it's just a throwaway funny line, but come on, show me. That sounds kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
In a date setting, I don't know.
It's not the funniest line of this scene, because then Rachel's gone on about it. Ross, his whole face is getting red. Look at that. And then Phoebe
Vein
comes
popping
out.
out.
Plus, that shirt doesn't really match those pants.
Phoebes for the win. Fuck, I love her. She's like, oh, okay, so what we're doing is we're all piling on Ross.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to point out bad fashion sense.
Yeah. Then the phone rings and Ross mocks her voice. She tells him to shut up because it's about the job, which she didn't get. And
Hello, Rachel speaking. How many times have we done that to each other?
All the time.
When we're playing cards or like just any board game with our friends.
Yeah.
Me.
And the woman hangs up on Rachel before she even finishes asking about
know.
other openings and stuff.
That's the worst bit. It's like, oh, she didn't get the job. She's devastated. But
Yeah.
then, like, she had a real connection with this woman.
Yeah, she thought
can I just
everything
say
went
it was
well.
such a rich white girl thing. I went to camp with her cousin.
Oh, yeah, that's
like, we
right.
like the same fashion. But I was
Yeah.
like, ugh,
Yeah.
Rachel, could you just stop it?
Yeah.
But, yeah, then the woman just hangs up showing that she was just another
Yeah.
name in the pile of resumes this woman received and had to interview.
Yeah.
They
So
didn't actually have a connection.
Rachel obviously is disheartened, but she still wants to play.
Yeah.
Joey says, we don't have to. And she
I
says,
know.
no, I
We
want
do.
to.
Yeah, Joey's really sweet. Like, he's given her an out. But I also like Rachel's like, no, I'm not going to let this get me down.
Yeah.
I'm going to play.
Yeah.
Then, however, she raises all of the stakes.
Yes.
And they're all like, whoa, I can't afford that. And she's like, well,
yeah, she raises the bet.
I just lost a job. It's
Well,
like,
also-
you didn't have the job.
I don't know do you remember how much she raises the bet at that point? Did they all freak out?
Yeah.
$5.
$5. Yeah.
Like,
alright.
I don't think I've ever played a poker game where buy-in was less than 20.
Yeah, but even, like, think about when we first moved into our apartment.
Yeah.
Rent was, what was it, $400 a week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, rent is in Canberra is like $750 a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And we're not in a very fancy apartment in New York.
No.
So the game clearly comes just between her and Ross. Everyone else folds. And he folds. And she kind of calls him out on it. She's like, what was all
Yeah.
of that I'm not a nice guy stuff? Were you just
Yep.
full of it?
Yep.
And so
Yeah,
he
she's
sits back
calling him
down.
on his bullshit. I like it.
Well, we'll get to the end of this scene and then I want to ask some questions.
Okay,
So
okay.
he sits back down, he continues to bet. She then raises to $20.
Yeah. When they were all no at 5.
Yeah. So then he raises 25. Everyone is sweating.
Yeah.
And this is
Joey's
when-
like, tugging at the collar of his shirt.
Yeah. And this is when one of your favorite moments, one of mine as well, Rachel says, okay, get me my purse.
There's nothing in it. Then get me
Then
your
get me
purse.
your purse.
And of course, Monica just does it without question because
yeah.
she's a girly supporting her
Yeah.
girly friend. Yes.
So Rachel raises $7 from Monica's purse and then Phoebe throws in 10. This is
17.
yes, so this is my favorite moment of the episode because then, Ross goes through his wallet and he turns to Joey, I'm a little shy. That's okay, Ross, you can ask me. I love that moment so much.
Because it just highlights how cute Joey is.
Yeah,
He's
it makes
saying,
up
"It's
for the
okay,
cheap
Ross."
hooker comment earlier.
Oh, I'm just going to pretend that was never said because
Yeah.
it's truly
Yeah.
awful. And it doesn't feel like something Joey would say.
Yeah. So Ross has $2. Chandler and Joey give him 15, so he raises the full 17. And we get a little bit of a standoff moment here. Neither of them have any more money. Everything's on the table.
Yeah, the standoff moment. Why are we playing some like fiddle music? It's meant to be like, Texas Hold'em type,
Yeah.
implications, but it just feels weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't jam with friends.
So Rachel has a full house she puts down. And Ross just says she got him.
Yep.
Puts his cards down. The girl starts celebrating and cheering.
The girls are so happy because finally,
Yeah.
once again, a girl has won. And
Yeah.
when the stakes were high.
Yeah. Chandler, is like, oh, I can't believe that. I thought you had her. And Ross is like, well, when you don't have the cards, you don't have the cards, but look how happy she is.
Ugh.
And then immediately Chandler and Joey rush to look at Ross's cards.
And he's trying to hide it from them.
Well, I want to ask you about this.
Yep.
Because I think that there's several ways you can read this scene. And I'm curious about which way you read it.
He likes her and he wanted her to win.
Well, no, yes, that's obvious.
Yeah. So, sorry.
But
okay.
did he A, actually have a better hand than her and he let her win?
Mm.
Or was his hand completely terrible and he just kept raising the stakes anyway to give her more money?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because it was after the job offer had not come through that this will happen.
He had initially folded after she raised it $5, and then
True.
she gave him shit about the whole what happened to not a nice guy thing.
Yes.
And again, there's different ways to read that. Did he have a really good hand?
Yep.
And at first he was, that prompted him to be like, yeah, okay, I should show her I'm tough, and then by the end he folded anyway.
Because she had just lost out on the job offer.
Or was his hand always terrible and he just kept raising the stakes anyway to make her happy?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think
He's still being a fucking sook, regardless.
Does it change your opinion of him?
He doesn't laugh and be like, "Oh, you got me!" Like, well done. Like when you win and it was a really good game.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was happy to lose to that because that was such a great game.
Yeah. There is nothing better. Again, taking it back to Tetris, we played.
I was about to say the same thing. Oh my god!
Than when we're playing game B, which is the race to do the certain number of lines, and we both hit 0 at the exact same time.
Yes.
And then the game will pop up, and it will be like yours must have been like a fraction quicker, so it says you win.
Yes. Yeah. And we're like, yes. Or when we're versing each other at game A, and you've both like babowed each other.
Yeah.
With the Sticky Rick guy. What's his actual name?
Hero.
Hero. Yeah, the long piece.
Hero.
When you've done that to each other several times and you're up to like 40 lines each.
Yeah.
And then someone has to lose. And you're like,
Yeah.
I don't mind losing. That was such a fun game. Like we were neck and neck for so long there.
Does it change your opinion of Ross either way?
No.
Which one of those it is?
No, he's such a fucking baby the whole game and then like lets her win. It's just... What is it? Were you full of it? I'm not a nice guy. Either way, you're not fun to play with, Ross. Sorry, more Ross hate. Look, in seasons to come, later seasons, I love Ross. He's so unhinged.
Oh, he's so unhinged.
I love it. I am here for it. When it comes to Rachel, I think Ross is a deeply toxic person.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
As I've pointed out.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Then we get the tag where they're all playing Pictionary. Monica has drawn
Pictionary.
a waving hand and a bird. It's bye-bye birdie. Nobody gets it.
Yep. And they all duck.
Yeah. Then it's Rachel's turn. She draws a bean. She just keeps tapping the pen at it, not drawing anything else. And Joey, of all people, gets it. The unbearable lightness of being.
Yeah.
Joey would not get that.
Being, not bean. The unbearable lightness of being.
Yeah.
Joey wouldn't get that.
I don't think Joey would get it. No.
Isn't it some like 1938 novel or something?
It's a Czechoslovakian novel. There was a movie made in the early 90s with Daniel Day-Lewis and stuff. It was nominated for an Oscar, but it wasn't a big movie. I checked it yesterday. Had a $17 million budget and only made $10 million. It's not like a lot of people saw it, but it did win an Oscar.
Okay.
Joey's
an actor.
But he doesn't, I don't know. I guess maybe he could be a Daniel Day-Lewis fan. We know he's a Pacino fan.
Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis is like up there amongst, the best of the best.
Yeah. And then, but I love this moment though, because then Monica picks up her glass and she's very frustrated. That you get? And they all duck.
Yeah. I love playing Pictionary. It's so much fun.
So, all right. How are you on the one with all the poker? Where are you scoring this?
I was really excited to rewatch this episode. I remembered it as one of my favorite episodes up there. I found Ross really annoyed me a lot of the time this episode. So I'm actually dropping. I would have said it was an 8.
Yeah.
Now I'm dropping to a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
I still think it's a good episode. I find his dynamic really weird and confusing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit the same. I liked it a lot. I don't think I liked it as much as I was expecting to. A little bit the same as what I experienced with the one with the blackout. So I'm...
No, the blackout's still great.
I think I'm the same. 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready, speaking of games, for a lightning round?
I certainly am.
Okay.
Yours is... Yeah, righto.
This is bullshit. Both of these questions are very...
If anyone played a drinking game with this podcast, us starting the cards with, oh, come on, would be half a sip of...
Yeah, this is bullshit because here we are on episode 18 of season 1 and both these questions are about season 1. Your 1 point question, what is the name of the monkey kept by Ross as a pet?
That's really hard. Marcel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yours is, what is Phoebe's twin sister called?
Ursula.
Yeah.
Your 2 point question, Fun Bobby was the boyfriend of which character?
Monica. What was Monica's nickname when she was a field hockey goalie?
Big fat goalie.
So mean.
Yeah, I love that one.
Oh, so mean.
Oh, man.
Poor
Your
Monica.
next card is easy as well.
Don't look ahead.
Ugh.
Now I'm going to look ahead. Oh, come on. Right.
All right. Well, next week we will be talking about the one where the monkey gets away.
Oh, yes. Another Ross being a fuckwit episode. So if you don't like the Ross hate, don't bother listening.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty angry about that one. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, if you are enjoying what we're doing here, if you also hate Ross and are enjoying the Ross hate, if you're not a fan of the Rossatron, Ross the Divorce Force, Rostifer, then why don't you share what we're doing with a friend? Let people know about the podcast. You can give us a rating on Spotify or iTunes. We very much appreciate it. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio@gmail.com or pottymouthradio.com, where you can check out all the rest of the shows on the Potty Mouth Network. And that's it. We'll catch you next week.
You done your little spiel now? You done?
I'm done. I'm good. We'll catch you next week.
Your fly's open, Gella.